Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy speaking here with the 9th wave, Mayan true time energies. I report mostly on the 9th wave. These are the waves of unity consciousness that began in the year 2011. And so this is our task as humanity now, is to really evolve into unity consciousness. And as the sun is flaring extra hard, and we're in a great big solar maximum, and the flaring is huge compared to what it ever has been, it's really trying to get our attention with what is coming through the sun on a daily basis to us, directly from us. These are energies from Source itself. So they're incredible, and they are here for our evolution. And so the 6th wave, where we had a lot of separation, that began in 3115 BC, and that's where a lot of the good and evil and duality psychological programming came in. And now we're in this place of unity consciousness, so our consciousness actually needs to change a lot. So this new day wave in 138 of 6 storm is happening, and I just want to say buckle up, because it could be very intense. So it actually starts on the 8th or 9th of September, depending on where you are on the globe. I take all my times from the pyramid in Chichen Itza, and you know, when we have the equinoxes, we get the serpent-like motion of time, because the time is even, and it is actually shown on the Chichen Itza pyramid, and you can also see the solstices as well. So this is where it was observed from, and so this is where I like to take my times from. Of course, it's when the sun is actually shining through on you that these energies are received, and in the night they're really integrated. So yes, 6 storm, okay, and we also have a full moon, partial lunar eclipse, and the equinox in this one. It's huge, so buckle up, because it could be very intense. So here we are, 6 storm. We are eclipsing and equinoxing in the day phases of the 9th wave and the 8th wave now. So the 8th wave was the wave previous to this one, which was the right side of the brain was activated. Now we are actually in the 9th wave, where we have that left and right brain connection happening again, and a more unitary brain that we're actually working with. So 6 storm day wave, we are eclipsing and equinoxing in the day phases of the 9th wave and the 8th wave. So this is a more active and happening time. So in birthing our beginnings, we go through profound change with lightning quick intensity at times, like real storming. Our old mental thought processes drop away, as they are too cumbersome for this heightened frequency of now. So thought processes are actually running at a slower frequency than the quickening of the time that we're kind of in. And so intuition is what is required. I mean, the nefarious part of it, or potentially nefarious part of it, is the AI, which can move very, very, very quickly. But really, to come into our own intuition, and to come from ourself, from our soul center, is even more powerful than that. So birthing ourselves in new ways also involves a massive change in our psychological makeup, which is ever dynamic. Our belief systems are always changing depending on our worldview, the information that we come into. We are in a constant process of evolution. So belief is not, it can be stuck, and it can cause blockages. So let's unstick them and let that free flow of energy move through us. So storms are catalyzed in our neurology, and storms cleanse away whatever is covering our soul star essence. These cleansings are tolerated the best from a calm, self-observing and trusting center. I go on about meditation a lot, but honestly, I'm so grateful that I stay in that and that I have regular meditation, definitely at night and in the morning and often through the day. So this rising frequency of love in you and me is cleansing away former vulnerabilities where we were harmed by others. So we have strengthened our fields with the presence of what is loving and true. And that really is that balance of source and nature, which makes a very strong toroidal field, and it can actually literally just be such a strong protection that things that come towards us can't stick, they can't stay anymore when our frequency has got to a certain level, and when we have actually learned how to really come from living from a place of love. My life, I could have absolutely hated humanity for what happened to me, but somehow the miracle is that love stayed with me, and I do actually have a deep love for humanity. But in coming out of all of that, and the harm and the trauma that was done at the hands of humanity, but it wasn't just humanity. It's been a big, long process. I was bumpy at times, I was tossing and turning and coming through evolution just like everybody else, I'm certainly not perfect, and perfection is an illusion anyway. But our dedication to continue on in love through heavy persecution has created a way of a new quantum dynamic where the harm directed at us cannot be received. It can't land, and it is hurting the one who seeks to harm. And sometimes they think that we're sending it back, but we're just standing strong actually in our own loving presence, and that's the way to do it. No vengeance. It may be received as a lesson to stay true to loving and being or not for those that do actually get into trouble by sending malice or harm or anything to us. When it lands back on them, they could actually receive that as like, I better stop doing that. Hopefully that happens. I know that it won't happen for a lot, and that's their life, that's their journey. So this may be a busy and dynamic time that actively brings great change, so we will need to take rest to build and strengthen ourselves to stay true and in connection, so we may also experience more ecstasy of freedom, and that is the freedom of energy moving and perhaps storming and justifying our belief systems to embrace living more into a new earth reality and becoming more free of stagnation and energy blocks. So it's important to stay centered through the storm. It's necessary, and your contribution is immensely invaluable. Like, we all do this together, and everybody has a part. Even the ones who have persecuted us have had a part in helping us to master our souls, and to be in a state of love when they would rather that we were in a state of fear. And halfway through here, we actually go into a 9-day phase in 2-star, which is also the start, which is also ushered in with the full moon partial lunar eclipse. So this is really, really big energy. It's going to last a lot longer than a day, and nine days. An eclipse can have a good few months of energy. So this energy will be with us for quite a while, and it's in 2-star. Okay, so that 2 is actually about balancing polarities. So we are still going to be balancing polarities, but rising up with health and balance, raising our vibration to match Earth's ever-rising frequency. So with this energy, music, toning, sound, and chanting, high-frequency love and intentions, prayer, languages of light, intentions, and the sound of prayer with joy lifts us up, and we may bring heaven into any hellish remnants that we have been transforming back to health. And this is actually in the Deitricina now, so this is about transforming back into health. So there is a parting of two major human frequency groups. Okay, that's a huge polarity. And so over the 6 months, this parting is going to really be happening. Systems of the past break down, and people who have completed their life purpose may leave our lives in different ways. Actually, I've had 2 life purposes, and I'm carrying on with a new purpose, having come to the end of a major part of healing and discovering what happened in life, and how I've wanted to be a part of making sure that satanic ritual abuse doesn't survive on this planet any longer, along with others. And then I know what my new purpose is, which is privy to me at the moment, but exciting for me too. So this energy may last for months, eclipsing our lives. The inverted world is leaving through our consciousness and connection with the true sacred ways by Father Sky and nourished by Mother Earth. Yeah, and look here, right here in 7 Read, lovely energy, we have the equinox, and this is about reflecting and creating how we may move forward with soul tribe, creating common unity. So we've been very, very focused on ourselves, but where our focus is actually going to start going to soul connections as well now. And this whole day wave started in the Trecina of Jaguar, so the 6th day of the Jaguar Trecina, which is a lot about connection and guidance with Mother Earth. It's stealth, it's skill, it's strength. So we hold stealthiness, our skills, and our strength, just like a big cat. Okay, so I'm just breaking it down into each day. I actually find that it gives me quite a lot to go on. Let me see if I can just adjust this a little bit. Right. Oops, we've got some clouds in there. Turn it around. It looks quite pretty though. Okay. The current source energies coming from the cosmic axis to you, because they come from source itself. And for people, I can't actually go with the word God, because there's gods of this and that and so many. And when I've looked over history, that word is quite compromised. So I like to call it source, but you may like to call it God. So these are God's energies, these are source energies. This is God, the highest source, the highest of the high. Okay, so yeah, day wave 138, 6 storm. We're eclipsing and equinoxing the day phases of both the 9th wave and the 8th wave, so it's active and happening and catalyzing storm energy for profound psychological neuro pathway rewiring and birthing new beginnings. And then 7 sun, the light of exposure enlightens our minds to what is, and we may reflect on what is for the highest and best regarding our new beginnings. It's quite interesting, because sometimes the Maya or different people get accused of being sun worshippers, but worship is actually not required. Worship is an illusion. Worship is something that is required only for something that requires our energy. Now, source does not require our energy. It fuels our energy. So to me, worship is just, it's an illusion. I'm very grateful for nature. I'm grateful for the sun, and I'm grateful for the earth, and I'm grateful for myself. But I don't worship myself, I don't worship the earth, I don't worship the sun, I don't worship God. He has no requirement. Okay, then we go to 8 alligator, integrating our birthing process and taking rest after some fierce energy that was there to protect the young and vulnerable. Rest and nurture, yourself included. I think that happened for a lot of people. My anger and my rage and that fierceness to protect children definitely came up, especially as I kind of realized another area where there may have been more Satanism involved, and a little bit too close for comfort, affecting too many other people that I would actually care about now. So I find that that's a fierce energy, and that fierce energy is actually amazing, because it's fuel for our love to pray and intend and make the change within. which always goes without. So then 9 wind, we're actively breathing through birthing with the breath of life. Okay, some people would call this the Holy Spirit. Breathing before communicating assists in ending lower vibrational patterns and expressing ourselves in ways that nourish life. Then 10 night, being aware of our dreams and guidance from meditation, maintaining a high vibration, especially where it's challenged, by being centered on your soul in peace, safety, and certainty. Back in the shamanic era, before duality consciousness really came in, people lived very close to nature, and meditation was just a natural way. Now, meditation is different for everybody. For some people, it might be a walk on a beach. It might be just having your feet in the water. It might be having a bath. It might be sitting in lotus and oming. It may be something. It's, to me, it needs to, it's watching, it's observation. And we may get that even through yoga or movement. Kung flow, it would be a form of meditation. Sometimes people think that, well, I'm not sitting down in lotus position, so I'm not meditating. But there's many, many ways to meditate. Meditation is the stillness of your mind where you connect in with that unified field. You observe yourself, you observe what is, and then you receive your guidance. So being aware of the dreams and the guidance and maintaining a high vibration, especially where it's challenged, is being centered in your soul in peace and safety and certainty. 11 seed, prolific seeds of awareness in the full light of the sun, fully accessing nourishment to grow, being well anchored into the ground of Mother Earth. Light and matter grow us. 12 serpent. It's interesting, you know, when people talk about the serpent in the garden as seeing it as the one that enticed. It's interesting because serpent can also be seen as the wave-like motion of time. And it was basically getting caught in a time construct, which actually brought in this whole belief of good and evil, to do with leaving like the real cosmic tree or the tree of life and going over into something else in a quest for a kind of knowledge which was separate from source. But anyway, 12 serpent. With our physical vessels, we may move energy to flow with wisdom and create true justice, like justification that serves natural and organic living. I'm talking about justice in a kind of a physical kind of way, not you know, courts and all that sort of shit, which I don't have any time for. 13 death. There could be strong emotions of grief relating to our birthing process. Birthing or transforming involves deaths and departures of old ways, some people, places, and things. We may more easily see beyond veils of illusions as we change in ways that ascend us towards more health and vitality. And how we are going to ascend, why masses of people die around us, this is only going to be done in the stillness of observing in our meditations. And that's where we're going to get the wisdom. And then this new Tracina of deer. Wow, you know, it's beautiful timing, of course. I mean, it's perfect. Comes from source. But deer, you know, we are really needing to take care of our health at this time. You know, we've been through a lot. And with the sun's strength and the energy and just the massive upgrading of our neural pathways, we do need to really just be aware of our health and take care of it. And so unity and balance, strength, grace and vitality. In one deer, we may instinctively find natural remedies that support our health. It's a good time to start a parasite cleanse as seasons change. The best health is when vitality is maintained and not siphoned by any form of parasite. These parasites have energies. They're not just little physical worms, okay? So doing a good parasite cleanse, that can really boost your health and create more balance, your strength, vitality to come back. And so let's become self-generating with our energy. And that's what we can do when we're not being siphoned of it. And there's so many ways that can happen. 9-day phase and partial lunar eclipse, 2-star. I covered that a little bit in the major chart. But we rise up in soul star brightness with health and balance, raising our vibration to match Earth's ever-rising frequency. And again, we're talking about the music, the toning, the chanting, the high-frequency love and intention, prayer with joy and gratitude that lifts us up, and we may heal by bringing heaven into hellish remnants of our past, so those harm parts are loved and healed. And you'll see here, like, that's quite polarized. So you've got the highest, blisses, and then you've got the hellish reality. You've got heaven and hell kind of scenarios here, and you can find heaven even in your hell. You bring it in and bring it out and up, and I've managed to do this in recalling SRA memories. It's just, I don't even know how that happens. It's an absolute miracle to me, getting free of it. I could not do that and see what I have to see without that presence, that heavenly presence coming with me and being with me in the recalls. 3, water. Our emotions and sensitivities may rise as we purge and purify, release and offer forgiveness into healing fires. It's really good to even have a fire on these water days, and put your forgiveness, your intentions into that fire and let it burn. The passionate heart energy fire purges our blood of toxins, and a healthier way of life is activated. We've been born with imagination in a sense that it's to image in, okay? So when we have a fire and we're burning something, it's kind of like we can also image in that our blood is being cleansed by the fire, and those toxins are releasing from our lives. It's always about us. We can't change others. We're responsible for ourselves and only ourselves. 4, dog. Dog is healthiest and happiest in the presence of soul tribe. For the good health of us all, let's not allow money or the theft of it to keep us isolated from one another anymore. Because I tell you what, it's money that has kept me absolutely isolated, not being able to afford to have different help at different times, not being able to have necessities and things met, and loving people around, especially, when you're kind of at times mostly in bed, and at times very housebound. Of course, people aren't all that interested in people that in that state. They don't really care. But if we are soul tribe, of course we care about that. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm healing and resolving, and I'm going to make sure in the future that this scenario doesn't play out for others. What was done to me, I don't want to see it happen to others. I want to see in this new earth that we're creating that everyone is taken care of. No one is thrown out in the cold. So let's stabilize some form in soul tribe, moving towards one another in physical presence. So everybody is valued, because everyone is so precious. And I was isolated. I was thrown out in the cold. I'm just as precious as anybody else. Like, why should I be thrown out in the cold? And so many people are. And then we have 5, monkey. So as soul tribe comes together in physical presence, we enjoy more lightness and playfulness in our curiosity to create health and a love of life. And you can really create that love of life by being really connected with those, with the unified field, with the higher dimensions, with source and nature. That is where that love of life really comes in. Our magic is a result of our loving intentions for the highest and best. We don't go around killing things and doing sex and blood magic in this energy. It's actually pure intention and love, the highest vibrating frequencies coming from our authentic soul star present. It is timeless, and it prevails over lower forms of time manipulation that are bound by their own construct. Yes, that's a big statement. You can always come back and re-listen or whatever, but I would do my dailies. So what I do is I'm doing videos for the main essence of the day waves, and then I'm just doing written ones with pictures, which I'm putting into Facebook, sometimes into Substack, but I put them into the community part of YouTube. So if you are connected to YouTube, you probably have to subscribe so that you could see the community part where they get put up each day, if you do find it helpful to follow along. But ultimately, we don't follow anyone. We follow ourselves and we follow our guidance. And this is what I've been hoping to nurture with all the sharing over the years. Then 6 road, we find flow with our life purpose and certainty of our future destiny road. This purpose gives our lives direction and creates a flow of movement on our destiny road. 7, read, the equinox. Woohoo! This is, the balancing of light and day. And so it's a special time. And so the energy of this equinox is a reflective, collaborating energy that gets us standing up strongly for causes, especially in communities and families. And we may start to collaborate more in finding common unity in soul tribe kinds of ways. And I've actually been greatly heartened this week because I've seen someone who's really trying to do this, who's actually working on bringing soul tribe together in his country for his people. We need something in every country. We need something everywhere to actually start to bring people together. So many of us are sitting at the bottom, and financially and all of that, it's like near impossible. But it's not with source and nature and our intentions. And my intention is to really create this and bring this around from whichever way I can, even talking about these energies. I guess that's one way I'm doing it. 8, Jaguar. We integrate a storm load in our soul centers. Woo! In stillness, listening to nature's guidance, honing our newly developing superpowers that we lost in trauma. Primal trust in source and creation is a superpower too. In fact, to me, it's my greatest superpower. 9, Eagle, as we rise up higher with a grand vision of love in our hearts for all of creation, remaining patterns and cycles once based on fear, doubt, shame, unworthiness, and similar are released. We delight in seeing Soul Tribe do the same. 10, Owl, may we fly through the dimensions fearlessly now with sovereign wisdom in our wings. May we fly freely with ease due to our radically upgrading belief system, forged from challenges and strengthened through our innate ability to love and relinquish fear. And so much love to you. Other contributing energies, well, it's starting in the Tracina of Jaguar, and we may meditate like a shaman in and with nature, observing natural communications and life guidance, a stealthy energy that is wise and true. And this is an intuitive perspective of the 9th wave, true time, sacred Mayan calendar energies in connection with Mother Earth, who is the life force source and planetary materialization of consciousness, and Father Sky, the source of the energetic light frequencies from the cosmic axis. Isn't it miraculous? I'm blown away. And it's intended for entertainment purposes, so let's entertain the unified field with our own clearing consciousness. So yeah, wishing you really well in this day wave, and wishing myself really well. Actually, the wellness is coming up. It's coming up quick. So I'm very grateful. So much love.